So why was there such a large population of very poor families in substandard housing? Well, I suppose the clue is in the name of the potato famine. These families and these houses were really subsisting on a diet of potatoes. We're in the middle of a small potato patch here associated with our singing room cabin at the museum. The potato was quite often, nearly always at that point in time, grown in ridges. Ridges quite often were built up using spade culture, using different techniques in different parts of the country. The reason that the potato was planted as opposed to corn or wheat or barley was because 1 acre given over to potatoes could provide about maybe 3 times the nutrients of 1 acre given over to wheat or barley. Plus, the potato didn't need just it was considered to be a break crop, so a farmer growing cereals to sell in the market might lease out a bit of ground to a poor Cottier to grow potatoes on, and as well as getting a good rental income from the Cottier, it would also be a break in the rotation for the cereal crops. All the records would tend to suggest that the people that lived in these fourth class housing really did subsist on a diet of very little other than potatoes and maybe some salt. There'd be a lot of stories where they say that a labouring man that would be living in a house like this here would be eating maybe 14 pounds of potatoes in a day. That's about 6 kilos or a stone of potatoes. The wife might eat 10 pounds of potatoes, and then the children, according to their size, smaller amounts. But basically, it was potatoes for breakfast, dinner, and evening tea. The only way that this monotony might be broken up is if they got an occasional herring, or it might even be only the head of a herring to give a bit of taste to the potato pot. Often the potatoes were only eaten with water. If they were very lucky, maybe they'd have buttermilk. They'd dip the potatoes into buttermilk. But surprisingly enough, the potato in itself was able to give enough nutrients to sustain the man and his family. So the man was capable of hard work. The children grew up into they weren't stunted in their growth because they lived on the potato. So the potato, for all its faults in the future, was sustaining quite a large population in a reasonably healthy manner. It was only then, in 1845, when the potato blight came, it was a new disease. Ireland had experienced crop losses in the potatoes before, but never as sustained as it was during the blight years, or as widespread, or as much across the country. So sometimes there have been local shortages in parts of the country, but the Great Famine in 1845 was the first time it affected the whole country.